Asian, Native American, young, old, rich, poor, when we make a decision that we are going to move this country forward to become more unified and more prosperous, then nothing can stop us when we are together. Now, there are many to blame for causing the crisis that we're in, and that starts with the speculators on Wall Street and who gamed the system, and the regulators in Washington who looked the other way. There was a funny story, if it wasn't so sad, in the newspaper today about how the chairman, the head of the Securities and Exchange Commission said that they had decided that, I guess, voluntary regulations and compliance on Wall Street didn't work after all. So I guess they hadn't figured that out earlier, that these folks weren't just going to give up all that money voluntarily, that you actually had to have some rules and actually had to enforce things. But now that we're here in this crisis, every American, Democrat and Republican, CEO and factory worker, has a stake in solving this crisis and saving our financial system from collapse. Because if we don't act and act soon, your job, your life savings, and your economic security will be put at risk. Now, this administration started off by asking for a blank check to solve this problem. And I said, not so fast. It is unacceptable to expect the American people to hand this administration, or any administration, $700 billion without any conditions attached, without any oversight. When a lack of oversight in Washington and Wall Street were exactly what got us into this mess in the first place. Do we have somebody over there who fell down? We have somebody who fainted down here? Can we get an EMT right here in front? I know it's a little crowded. I'm sure they're okay, but just give them a little room so they got some air, and if we can get an EMT right there in the front there. Now, if the American people are being asked to pay for the solution to this crisis, a crisis they didn't cause, then you have a right to make sure that your tax dollars are protected. And that's why I set out some core conditions for Washington. I said, first, we need to set up an independent board selected by Democrats and Republicans to provide oversight and accountability for how this money is spent every single step of the way. Second, I said if American taxpayers are financing this solution, you should be treated like investors. That means that Wall Street and Washington should get every penny of your money back once this crisis is over and the economy recovers. Third, we cannot and simply will not bail out Wall Street without helping the millions of innocent homeowners who are struggling to stay in their homes. They deserve a plan too.
On the stump, wanted to listen for Barack Obama.